Sometimes heroes come in the most unexpected forms. We often think of courage and bravery as human qualities or as traits found in loyal dogs or protective cats. But what if I told you that on a quiet farm in region, a goat became a hero? Yes, a goat. One whose intelligence, awareness, and courage would save lives and inspire an entire community. This is the story of Rocky, the goat who loved to rescue people. Rocky was no ordinary goat. From the moment he was born, he displayed unusual behavior. While other goats were content grazing or sleeping, Rocky seemed to notice everything around him. He watched humans with curiosity, observed the skies, listened to distant sounds, and responded to subtle changes in the environment. Farmers often chuckled at his strange gestures, the way he would stamp his hooves, bleat unexpectedly, or stare intently at a corner of the farm. They didn't understand it at the time, but Rocky was quietly observing the world, learning and preparing for the moments when he would matter most. Life on the farm was peaceful, but it was also unpredictable. Storms could arrive suddenly, wild animals sometimes ventured near the farm, and the safety of the livestock often depended on the vigilance of the farmers. Rocky, with his heightened senses and keen instincts, became more than just a farm animal. He became a silent guardian, always alert, always watching. It was on a particularly rainy afternoon that Rocky's true heroism was revealed. The clouds had gathered ominously over the hills surrounding the farm, and the soil, soaked from continuous rainfall, began to shift dangerously. The farmer, busy with daily chores, did not notice the small landslide forming near the livestock pen. Rocky, however, sensed the danger immediately. He stamped his hooves and let out loud, urgent bleats, running toward the farmer. At first the farmer was confused, unsure what had triggered Rocky's alarm, but then he noticed the earth moving, small rocks tumbling down, and the mud threatening to crush the pen. Acting quickly, the farmer followed Rocky's lead, moving the animals to safety just moments before disaster struck. That day, everyone on the farm realized that Rocky was no ordinary goat. He had saved lives, not just his own, but those of the entire herd. From that moment on, he was no longer seen as a curious animal. He was recognized as a hero. Word of Rocky's bravery spread quickly through the nearby village. Villagers began noticing that Rocky's unusual behavior wasn't random, it was deliberate. He would alert humans before storms arrived, warn them of approaching wild animals, and sometimes even sense fires starting in distant parts of the farm. People began to watch him carefully, realizing that when Rocky was acting alarmed, danger was near. Over time, Rocky became a legend. Children would run to watch him, fascinated by his gestures and expressions. Farmers relied on him, especially during harvest season when storms were most frequent. Rocky's warnings were accurate, consistent, and seemingly instinctive. No one could explain it entirely, but the results were undeniable. He saved lives repeatedly, becoming the farm's silent, dependable guardian. Rocky's heroism was not limited to one type of danger. On one occasion, a fire started near the barn, likely from a spark from the chimney. Rocky's frantic bleating and running drew the attention of the farmers, who arrived just in time to control the fire before it spread. On another occasion, wild dogs were spotted near the farm, threatening the goats and chickens. Rocky confronted them with loud bleats and bold movements, alerting humans who quickly intervened. Experts and animal behaviorists later studied Rocky's behavior with fascination. Goats are naturally intelligent animals. They have keen vision, acute hearing, and a strong awareness of their environment. But Rocky's abilities went beyond natural instincts. His timing, precision, and consistency suggested that he understood the consequences of the threats he sensed. He wasn't acting randomly, he was acting to protect lives. Researchers noted that goats have a remarkable ability to detect subtle changes, like shifts in wind direction, vibrations in the soil, or unusual sounds. However, Rocky seemed to combine these natural abilities with a unique awareness of human needs. He understood when the humans needed help, and he acted with courage and urgency. In a way, Rocky bridged the world of animals and humans, showing that empathy, vigilance, and action are not exclusively human traits. Rocky's story is more than just a tale of heroism, it's a story of wisdom. He taught the villagers that true courage is not about size, strength, or physical power. True courage is about awareness, action, and care for others. He showed that even the smallest creatures can have the greatest impact. The villagers learned to pay attention, to respect animals not just as creatures of labor or amusement, but as sentient beings with their own intelligence and instincts. Rocky reminded them that heroism can appear in unexpected forms, and that those who are vigilant, compassionate, and brave can change lives. Rocky's legacy went beyond the farm. People from neighboring villages came to witness the heroic goat who had saved countless lives. Children learned to respect animals, adults learned to trust instincts, and the story of Rocky became a timeless lesson of courage, empathy, and vigilance. So, the next time you see an animal, whether it's a dog, a cat, or even a goat, remember Rocky. Remember that heroes can appear in any shape or size. Sometimes courage is quiet, awareness is silent, and heroism comes with hooves and a bleat. Rocky, the goat who loved to rescue people, reminds us all that the greatest lessons in life can come from the most unexpected teachers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible true animal stories. And always remember, heroes are everywhere, sometimes even standing quietly on a farm, watching, waiting, and caring.